'Tis the season of massive Nintendo titles being shadow dropped onto the internet, apparently. Hello again, everyone. Alec here. So, Nintendo just this past week treated us to the monumental announcement of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, and now, just days later, has dropped a pretty detailed look at what seems to be their big holiday title for 2020, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. This game is set 100 years before the events of the original Breath of the Wild, and will be launching later this year on November 20th, which confirms our suspicions from actually yesterday's discussion that Nintendo still had a space for a big 2020 holiday title, as this seems to be it. Now, if that in itself wasn't exciting enough, the game's trailer is around 6 minutes long and features some incredibly breathtaking visuals. Honestly, the way this trailer was presented, it gave me some real 2017 vibes, and reminded me a lot of the trailer that we saw for Breath of the Wild, the original one, during the Nintendo Switch presentation of that same year, which is likely no coincidence, if I had to guess. Now, I've been a huge fan of the crossovers Nintendo has had in the past with the Warriors series, and the original Hyrule Warriors was a great game in its own right, but based on what we see in this new trailer for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, awesome name by the way, the team, or shall I say teams, are really taking things up a notch. You see, unlike the original game, Koei Tecmo is working, as they state in the trailer, very closely with the Zelda team, and in my opinion, it really shows. This new game is looking to be a bigger, more cinematic experience this time around, and there also seems to be a huge emphasis on story this time around, specifically to do with the events surrounding the Great Calamity, something that we hear more about than we actually see in the original Breath of the Wild. This is probably the part that excites me the most about this whole package, since while we're all obviously waiting for the massive game that is going to be Breath of the Wild 2, this seems like it's going to be a fantastic complementary experience for those of us that are looking for, how do you say, like a little bit more exposition to the Breath of the Wild universe. And obviously, as a massive Zelda fan myself, this is just the perfect way to flesh out this world, because I personally love the atmosphere and almost Ghibli, however you pronounce it, the almost Ghibli-like storytelling the original Breath of the Wild has, and in this case, I think it almost helps that I enjoy the gameplay from previous Warriors games too. So, in short, I love it, and it'll be interesting to see how the teams blend the ideas from both franchises into this one game. So, since the team at Koei Tecmo are working as closely as they are with the Zelda team this time around, this also means that all of the environments, all of the dialogue, visuals, and characters are going to be far more fully realized than ever before. I feel like you can absolutely see that just from watching this trailer. I mean, it could have fooled me. It almost looks like it would be Breath of the Wild 2 if I didn't already know what it was going into it, because it looks so authentic to the experience. But one thing I would like to note out of all the things that they showcased during this trailer is that Zelda and all 4 champions are going to actually be playable in this game. God, that's so cool. Anyway, while we don't see too much of the actual gameplay, honestly, beyond a few small clips here and there, just the idea of getting to shoot down enemies with Rivali's bow, or smite down large groups of baddies with Urbosa's lightning is, it's just enough, you know, to put a big stupid smile on my face. Anyway, so there you have it. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Sadly, the trailer, as I said earlier, is only about 6 minutes long, so there's really only so much to take from it. But thankfully, we won't have to wait too long, because apparently there's more information coming on the 26th, which, if I'm looking at my calendar correctly, is about like 2-3 weeks. Also, this game is due to release in full on November 20th, so at the worst, we'll just have to wait a few more months until this game fully releases, as of this recording. I'm monumentally excited for this game, you guys, and I'm curious, so I'll go ahead and pass this question over to you guys. What do you think of this new take on Hyrule Warriors? Are you excited about it? Are you more of like a classic Zelda person? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below, as I'd love to discuss with you guys. Alright, so that's our show, but before you go, please feel free to hit that like button if you liked what you saw, and if you're a new face around here, click that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And I'm not just saying that because it actually does. I'm always looking for new peeps to share my love of video games with. And yeah, all right, you guys, I'm pretty tired. Nintendo's doing this thing where they're dropping news like this just really early in the morning, and it's really messing up my sleep schedule, but if I get really cool games out of it, then I'm all here for it. So anyways, that pretty much covers everything here. So before I go, there's only one thing left to say before we take off, and that is, of course, as always, I'm alecandstuff, and I will see you all again real soon.